Happy Arvo, thank you for joining me today. Happy Thursday? I think it's Thursday there. Kakadu National Park. Sounds interesting. I guess this is maybe the best. Is that a controversial statement? The best national park in Australia? I want to see what it's all about. Australian Geographic. Kakadu.
Covering almost 20,000 square kilometres, Kakadu is the largest national park in Australia. It protects an entire...
That whole thing is a national park? Isn't that the size of like an entire state, like the state of Indiana?
Kakadu is the largest national park in Australia.
I feel like that's bigger than some states in America.
It protects an entire tropical river system and no fewer than 8 distinct habitats, providing a refuge for a daunting number of plants and native animals.
Wow.
1/3 of our nation's birds live here. 1/4 of our freshwater fish, nearly 60 mammals and around 100 reptiles.
Oh my God.
Yellow water is just one of over 100 billabongs in the park, but it's easy.
I feel like I would die if I visited this national park.
Yellow water is just one of over 100 billabongs in the park,
Billabongs?
but it's easily...
What's a billabong? I used to watch a TV show, a kid show with that name. Billabong. What is it? I don't want the brand. Australian term for an oxbow lake. An isolated pond left behind after a river changes course. That's cool.
The most accessible.
The wildlife here has accepted humans on the landscape, tourists like us, as part of the natural scene. So people can come here and observe animals.
Look how beautiful this place looks.
Just being themselves.
Whoa, what are those? Imagine they're just ducks. The quality is so low that it looked like they had really strange heads, but now they kind of look just like ducks. Whoa, that's not a duck.
Beyond the billabongs, the landscape of Kakadu presents a rich mosaic of habitats. There are tropical woodlands and shorelines and lush mangroves to explore.
To us, this is a physical landscape. To Aboriginal people, this is part of a big spiritual landscape.
This is exactly what I imagine Australia to look like, so this is very satisfying. I mean, look at that tree.
We've got several names of creators. Waramarungi and the Baraman.
Is his hair naturally, like, blonde?
This river was created
That was the coolest looking guy ever.
by Baraman is my totem. He created East Alligator River. When you look across, that's the part he traveled, cutting the ground, wanting to land at the ocean.
It's impossible in a single visit to Kakadu to fully understand the complex and intimate relationship Aboriginal people have to this landscape, but there are several tours you can take in the park that will give you some insight.
Now with the flower that grows on this tree, it only lasts a day. Now when the flower drops off the tree, you can eat it. It helps to cure upset stomachs.
What?
The 2-hour Guliambi
The flower only lasts a day? It grows that whole flower in one day?
cultural cruise runs every day between May and November on the East Alligator River. But if you're after something a little more intense, then head down to Cooinda for a 7-hour adventure with animal tracks. It's a very hands-on bush tucker experience that will test your bush skills and tease your taste buds.
Sunny side up.
Sunny side up.
What the heck are they cooking?
I think it's past having a sunny side up. Kakadu fried goose.
It tastes way better than KFC.
You bet.
Wow.
Aboriginal people
That would be quite an experience.
have a long history of creativity, expressing themselves through song, dance and of course painting. and touring some of the more accessible alfresco galleries is a key Kakadu experience. One of the prime locations is Ubia Rock, overlooking the vast Naudab floodplain.
This is one of the
How cool would that be to hang out with the Australian Aboriginals?
most beautiful parts of Australia.
There are paintings here of thylacines, a species that vanished from the top end more than 4,000 years ago. And even earlier paintings in the region depict a tapir-like creature that's been missing in action for 46,000 years.
So that actually would make it the earliest painting, the oldest painting in the world.
Another site that's open to the public is Noralangi Rock, and the feature paintings here depict the Lightning Man, who brings the rains necessary for the rejuvenation of the land.
You can see his children. At this time of the year, they come out there. His children are
Whoa. What is that thing? It looks like a grasshopper.
the Leicard grasshoppers. And so when you see them, you know that the wet season is going to come.
That's an incredible looking grasshopper.
If your visit to Kakadu or neighbouring Arnhem Land does coincide with the onset of the wet, be warned, it can be hellishly hot at this time of year. But the amazing array of wildlife you'll encounter and the sunsets you'll witness
I want to know what that bird is walking on the lily pads. That's so cool.
are absolutely out of this world.
Was that a Kakadu? Is that a bird? Am I just being dumb? A cockatoo. Okay, never mind. I don't know what kind of bird this is here at the end. I mean, I know what it is, but I can't think of the name. Shoot. I've seen it in a different Australian video. This big ass. It's got a big head, big beak, and like a tiny body. Anyway, that looks incredible. Very Australian-esque. I would love to visit it. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, a good week, you know, a happy Arvo. And thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you here again tomorrow. You can subscribe if you would like. Goodbye.